Hey everyone, it's Quinton here from FitPro Q&A, and I'm here with Neil as well as our brand new guest for today, which is Clayton Christoffels. Clayton is a PT that does all sorts of weird and wonderful things out there in the Eastern Cape in Port Elizabeth. Clayton, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, awesome. Clayton, tell us immediately about all these. You've been telling me just now about all these qualifications that you got, all these different types of training that you do. Tell me what is it that gets Clayton going in the morning?
My passion for my work, that is it. You gotta love what you do, man. I've done a lot of work throughout my life, and let me be completely honest with you, I hated it. I don't like it because there was no passion for me.
Yeah,
So I think when everything started with breakdancing, I was already exposed to fitness.
yeah,
But I wasn't a qualified personal trainer at the time, although I was exposed to things like burpees or jogging, the
yeah.
basics, push-ups, squats, lunges, ab exercises. So I kind of grew up with that, you know.
Yeah. So
I've
hold
been
on.
about a
You
dance
said breakdancing. Breakdancing is from the
breakdancing.
80s, man. What are you talking about? Where did breakdancing
It
come from?
evolves. It's still very much alive. It's very much alive, especially in Cape Town, Johannesburg. In Port Elizabeth, it died out a little bit. Back in 2008, we did win the national championships in Cape Town, but we unfortunately didn't have um passports
Oh
or
yeah.
emergency passports to go through, so we couldn't represent our country in Korea, unfortunately. So
Uh,
that broke a lot of the guys' spirit. Guys kind of went their own way, after that, a little bit slowly but surely. I went my own way. um After that, I got into kickboxing. I graded a black belt in a very short time because I was very active and I was always practicing. And from there, I went on to mixed martial arts. I've been training it for about 7 years, 7, 8 years. I've competed a lot in no gi grappling. I've got 4 MMA fights.
oh,
I left the fighting industry undefeated, lightweight, and
okay.
yeah, man, I stopped back in 2017 because I had a torn glenohumeral joint, and I also had a disc bulge. So when it comes to your back, you don't want to mess around
Yeah, you're right.
with your spine, whatever. So I'd rather be safe. That's where I became a little bit more obsessive with learning more about the human body, the spine, and just everything. I've got so many books here. If I could show you the amount of books that I have here now, you'd laugh at me because it's like a stack of books that I'm just like I've studied and I've made notes, and I'm still studying till today. I am a fitness instructor. I've got a certificate in fitness. I've got a diploma in fitness. I've got a diploma in sport nutrition, um, performance, psychology or sports psychology. I am a certified boxing coach. I am finishing my life coaching qualification right now. It's going a bit slow because I don't get enough time because I work a lot.
Mm.
So I am a bit of a book nerd as well. And I've never liked reading. Back at school, I've never liked it, but I'm so obsessed with it now because it's something that interests me. You
Yeah.
know,
And
so I read so much. I'm like so
I
obsessed
mean,
with,
for
with what I
somebody who
do.
doesn't like reading, you've ended up with 7 diplomas.
I'm very proud.
That's good. That's great. So,
Okay, so it, it sounds like you are a personal development advocate. How does that translate into your training? Is that the kind of niche that you're looking for? Someone that is there 110% dedicated? How does all of that personal development and that passion spill out into your work?
It's a good question. I'm one of the personal trainers that I can also be very strict because I have a very good name when it or reputation when it comes to say weight loss. You know what I mean? And I'll tell my clients if we don't get somewhere in a specific time, I'm gonna let you go. Because for me, it's not about money. For me, it's still passion, but I'm only doing that because I love my clients, but I also want them to dedicate themselves and think about, listen, hey, if I don't bring my side, it's gonna kick me off the team. That was installed with me with my coaches growing up in martial arts. Like, if you don't bring your side, we kick you off the team. You can't let one client or a few clients make you look bad because it's your work.
Yeah.
You know, part of me feels bad, but a part of me also does not. So I'm very afraid of being embarrassed. But I'm a very soft guy as well. So I coach clients, not just with fitness, but if an individual is struggling with, say, let's say, building muscle or losing weight, that's where I start coaching. I start putting in my sports psychology knowledge and personal development knowledge, because if you change your mind, you change everything around you, including your lifestyle and your surroundings. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Because you are what you think and you are what you say. Because those things manifest over time. Those things are real. And that's how I work as a personal trainer. I do have a lot of clients that go through personal issues, which is fine, just like we all do, because we're all human, going through humanly things, which is completely perfect. Because sometimes people would feel the world is only on them.
Mm.
I'm also going through things. You also going. We're human. It's
Yeah.
okay to know
Yeah.
that it's okay for you to
Yeah.
go through that. And so what I would do sometimes is to get to a specific goal for my client, I would use that against them. So I'd remind them sometimes why they're coming to me. So it would upset them, but it gives them more drive. So the motivation becomes intrinsic,
Mm.
internal. So I don't want people to be motivated to say, come here, work and get money. Because
Yeah.
if I don't put money in front of you, you're not gonna have motivation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the goal is just have passion. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I use it in my training as well. I think about a lot of things sometimes that really makes me more mad. So it increases my arousal levels to perform better. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's I'm putting it into something positive. So that's how I work with my clients, and my clients appreciate me a lot because I get to life coach them and use all the knowledge that I have of everything other than besides exercise. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
And you were saying
So
to me that kickboxing and jiu-jitsu and those sort of things also helps the clients with their confidence levels and the way
yes,
they look
yes, yes, and
outlook on life.
definitely it definitely has increased their mental capacity. So sometimes we have a mental limit, and like boxing or MMA, when you reach your limit, the limit expands, and you got to push yourself through even harder hardships, and then that expands. So eventually, like, the hardest things life throw at you was like, life you eat like a bitch. Like, I've been through hard, I've been through
Yeah.
worse. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I teach my clients like that, and they appreciate me a lot. I'm very successful when it comes to clients renewing with me. So I don't have a contract with them saying they got to stay with me for, say, 12 months or 6 months. I don't even have to say, listen, are you gonna or ask them, are you gonna re-sign up with me again, or anything like that? Then I have a very good relationship with everyone, so my re-sign ups are very high. But I think for a lot of clients, it is more about you gotta make your clients really feel you love them and you therefore you really invested in them, and you
Yeah.
not make them feel like, okay, we just here for the money. Yeah, this is this exercise, do that, and I'm not correcting you with your form. Like, you gotta invest, because then they'll bound to stay with you a lot longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of personal trainers that I see, in my city, my country. Simple thing like lunges, it's like quarter lunges walking down, quarter lunges this, or it's one hitting the knee too hard. Like, correct that person. They're paying you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get so mad sometimes. It actually does hurt me. Really.
Yeah, and the whole thing with COVID and the lockdown and everything, how did that affect you? How did you adapt to that?
Um, you know, w- it didn't really affect me from a psychological point of view. Because I know that when life throws something at you, it's not gonna be there forever. So in my mind, I knew that already. So I was kind of just patient with it just being over already. So I think with all the martial arts training over the years, um, really strengthens your mental capacity to endure life's hardships or everything that's being thrown at you, and understand that you won't always be in that position for forever. It might be just only temporary,
Yeah,
but we'll always be okay.
yeah,
We don't know sometimes when, but things have a way of working out. And sometimes we get put through difficult situations or for a good reason. It works out at the end of the day. It's obviously a setup, and sometimes it can be seen as, just God working in mysterious ways.
yeah.
So
It's
I don't question that. So when I'm going through a difficult time, I think like that. I'll be like, I'm being set up for a reason. I don't know what it is. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen. So it doesn't upset me if I am, for example, let's say I'm broke. Money is made to be spent. That's fine. You know what I mean? You can always make money back. So that's just one of the
yeah.
examples. You know
Did
what I
you
mean?
did you at all do online training or use an app or anything like that?
I used my WhatsApp. I used my WhatsApp a lot during COVID, and yeah, man. A part of me do. I miss the virtual training because if I can, fill up the gap, the small gap that I have during the day at the gym to actually train people virtually, I would do that 100%.
Yeah.
I used to do 30-minute sessions, 10 times 30-minute sessions with clients, and gotta make sure they last at least a month. And so what I'll say is, you guys warm up before I even call you, because I'm not gonna take off that 30 minutes and waste your time. So 10, 15 minutes before the time, make sure you're warmed up, and when I call you, we start. And
Ah,
it's
yeah.
straight 30 minutes. So clients feel very appreciative when I sometimes say that, because now they feel like, hey, this guy's not wasting my time, or he's not making unnecessary conversations to waste time. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I've got very good relationship with clients.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah,
That's
because
really cool. So, Clayton, you said earlier your clients here with me. How are you operating at the moment? Are you speaking now just to people in PE, or are you looking to open up that virtual side of the business again now that things are further along the line of this whole COVID situation?
Like I said, like I am working in a gym now, but as I said, I do have this gap this year where um I have free time. And with that free time, I try to brainstorm or just make use of wasted time, which is either I'll study or I'll try and brainstorm ways on how I can get my virtual training going. So I kind of just strategize and I note down, and I'll try the first one. It might not work. The second one might not work. One of them has to work eventually. You know what I mean? Instead of me sitting there and just not doing anything at all. I'm trying, and that's a win for me. It's just
Yeah,
I'm trying, and compared to last year, I was very busy, so I couldn't do any virtual training at all. But this year seems to be a little bit more of a challenging year. So with the gap that I do want to try the virtual training again. I know most clients prefer the one-on-one or going to the PT. So not everybody loves or enjoys the virtual training, but it's not impossible to not get to the goal you want to get via virtual training as well. I mean, if you just follow everything your coach shares, or with regards to nutrition and your exercise, then you don't have to have an amazing transformation to get to that goal. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
can work. It is very possible, and it's within everybody's capabilities. Because people always seem to judge themselves and they question themselves, like, "Oh, I don't know if I can do this." Then I'd ask that person, like, do you think you have the capabilities to do it? Just like every human being has, because
Mm.
everyone has capabilities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So put your foot out there and take the first step. Taking that first step is already a win.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
So would I
Neil, do
like to
you
get
have
the
any
virtual
more
training going again?
questions for
Definitely.
Clayton?
Pardon?
Neil, have you got any more questions for Clayton from your
Oh, a
side?
statement. So, I mean, virtual training for me has been a big part of what I do for the last 6 or 7 years. And there are different ways to do it, Clayton. And I think you, especially the way that you do life coach, well, you're studying life coaching now. For me, it's been less about me having to be with them for the sessions because I do app training. So I pretty much take what I know and I put it in someone's pocket, and they do the sessions based on videos, and they measure their own rest periods and all of that, and it's become more of a support, accountability, and also habit coaching that I've kind of got into that space, and it works out very well time wise as well. So it's maybe something that you need to look at, but I still haven't lost that one-on-one approach because I picked up earlier that you still enjoy seeing clients. So I do like a hybrid approach. I see all my clients in the mornings, and then afternoons I'm checking in on people and things like that. So maybe it's something for you to look at. So tell us a little bit about the clients that you are seeing at the moment. Is there a specific niche that you have? Is it martial arts that you're teaching, or do you just bring that as a component? What is your like specific like claim to fame? How what is your modality when you train your clients?
So my niche is more in the line of, say, martial arts fitness or mixed martial arts fitness, because my clients feel that when they're doing this, they feel like not only are they getting ridiculously fit, but hey, at the very same time, they're going home and they've learned some skills, which is priceless. You don't get it from doing weight training or any other fitness thing. You know what I mean? So that is a big win for my clients. So my niche is, unfortunately, I like to stay in the realm of specializing in what I'm good at, but I'm also not trying to neglect what needs more work. So as a coach, we've always been taught to, as a mixed martial arts, we been taught to really be well rounded at what we're doing. So I carry that over into my work. I try to be really good at like everything, everything besides CrossFit. I don't.
What's wrong with
Then you've got a
CrossFit?
lot to chat about, Klets, because I did CrossFit for 4 years. So tell me about what exactly irritates you about CrossFit. It's just a joke. It is a joke. I
Okay,
love
but
that you love to teach. You love to teach your
it,
clients. I'm a very big educator. A big part of what I do is educate clients. I don't. I think motivation is a very short term thing. People can get excited about hyping, the hype about, oh, I want muscles or I want to lose weight, and they get very focused on that. And then 2 weeks later, that motivation is gone.
yeah, yeah.
Motivation is just there to get you off the line. So I use educating to help and if like reinforce understanding, and if people understand why they're doing what they're doing, then they're going to take it to the long term. I'm sure it's the same with martial arts. They have like also a little gradient system. So you want to get to the next belt, and what do I need to learn to get to the next belt? And as you go through that process and
Yeah.
you're gaining more and more insight and understanding about your body, and you've seen where the limits are, like
Yes,
that's
of
what keeps
course.
you going, right? So I think you and I connect on that point as well.
Oh no, yes, very much. And I got nothing against the CrossFit people. I just feel that coming from a dancing background as well, I know how much of a risk it is to stand on your head, to spin on your head, to spin on one arm upside down, to do all these things. It's cool, it's very nice. and it's good functional training as well. But it's also very high risk. I don't mind CrossFit, but I think in the line of my work, the last thing we want as personal trainers is to hurt our clients. And I've never ever hurt any of my clients ever in my life working as a PT. I'd feel that I've just my work as a PT or my job as a PT, I failed myself if I hurt somebody. I feel like that because my standards are always very high. And like I said, coming back to being like very well rounded for me is very important. I try to be very well at everything that I do, including weight training. I'm not very bad at weight training, so I try to be good at everything that I'm doing. Um, but everything that I offer my clients, they're very happy, extremely satisfied with the level of service that I provide, especially me engaging in the session. When I get like I said earlier on, when I get home at night, I am tired because that doesn't feel like a fight camp. Because the next hour I have to do something similar with that individual. Then I must go change again into dry clothes. And I got so much washing. I'm telling you, I shower so much at the gym. It's come next one and it's so, but I love it. I enjoy it. I'm excited every day to go and do this with my clients because
That's
this is my
awesome.
passion, and they love it as well.
Yeah.
They always leave feeling they're like, Clay, yes, I feel good, man, because I
But
know they're going through a lot of things as well, and not always would weight training give them that satisfactory. So when they're doing like say sparring or we're doing like jujitsu or something or grappling. When the session is finished, there's this different kind of endorphins that's flowing through. The mind is just clear. You just feel like a world of, and that is what I appreciate, and that's what I give to my clients. And
absolutely.
obviously just coach them and let them know that everything will always be okay. It's like when if we're doing jujitsu or we grappling, there's always tough positions to get out of, but in that tough position you're not going to be in there forever. There's going to be an escape plan eventually. So translating that over to life, it you cannot be in one tough position forever. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So
Yep.
I carry that over and teach them that life skill.
Yeah, Clayton, I think there's probably a lot of people listening to this that are thinking this guy has got the right level of energy, he's got the right mindset. I want to train with Clayton. So, how do people get hold of you, Clayton, if they want to train with you?
Um, my Instagram, you guys can look at some of my videos and my content over there. I do a lot of funny TikToks. I do a lot of boxing and mixed martial arts, everything. You guys can find me on Instagram at Clayton Christoffels PT. If you guys know how to spell my surname, it's CHR as in Chris, and it's ISTOFFELS. And
Yes.
that's my TikTok as well as my Facebook, Clayton Christoffels. And then my Facebook page name is Kick, Box, and Burn. So you guys will see some weight training there, some pad work, and all of those nice goodies. So if you guys want to get hold of me for virtual training or you guys want specific eating or training programs specifically tailored to accommodate your goal, I will sit down and do that, especially for any athletes out there. I'm a sport nutritionist as well. I got a diploma in sport nutrition. And yeah, man, just give me a shout. And I'm looking forward to whoever wants to connect with me. And I think networking is important. Making friends is very important.
Yeah,
And I'm just developing relationships with everyone. I'm not here to
absolutely.
use anyone. I'm not here for anyone's money. For me, it's all about passion and let's network and yeah,
Awesome. All
let's
right.
just
Well,
love each other.
A great sign off.
fantastic. Clayton, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you telling us all about you and about all your secrets and how you train people. And it was amazing to watch to see the passion that you have for everything that you do. And good luck for your training and your business going forward.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I hope we can have another Zoom sometime soon.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed this one.
yeah, we must do that. Thank you.
Okay,
Cheers.
we did too.
Thanks, you guys. Thanks,
Bye.
thanks, Neil. Cheers.
Ciao.